Hello and welcome to this short tutorial from the Fritsch headquarters. Today I would like to show you how you can combine both of the optical instruments in our portfolio into one system. On the left side you see our brand new laser particle sizer, the ANALYSETTE 22 Next, including the wet dispersion unit. On the right side you see the ANALYSETTE 28, our image analyzer, which usually is operated in dry mode, measuring shape and size of free-flowing powders up to 20 millimeters. If you like to order the system in the way that it is set up now in our lab, what you need is the A22 including the wet dispersion unit and the A28 with the addition of the wet measuring cell and also the according objective for wet measurement. This way, both instruments will be delivered including an own computer. In this case here, we have taken out the computer of the A22, installed the software on the computer of the A28 and are running both programs from one PC. Theoretically, you can connect the wet dispersing unit either with the A22 or with the A28. It is also possible to run either instrument individually. In order to measure one sample at the same time with both instruments, we control our wet dispersing unit through the software of the A22. Our sample will then be pumped into the measuring cell of the A22, come out, take a detour through the measuring cell of the A28, go back into our ultrasonic box, which at this point is optional, and then get back into the dispersing unit. At this point, I would like to stress that two completely different software systems need to be operated if you want to be able to measure with both machines at the same time. Of course, the SOPs of the software also need to be adapted accordingly. Should you ever require any help with this, we of course would be happy to help. As I mentioned before, we control the entire process through the A22 software Mass Control. Here we select our SOP, click the Start button, enter some last information and hit OK. Now the pump is starting and we can already have a look at the A28 software and see the live picture of our liquid flowing through the cell. The tricky part of this combination is the sample dilution. As the A22 would usually require a higher sample density than the A28, we need to find a good compromise here. While we monitor the beam obscuration of the ANALYSETTE 22, we need to also have an eye on the live picture of the A28. Once we are satisfied with the particle concentration in both instruments, we start the measurement for the A22 and can, at the same time, start the measurement of the A28. The measurements of the A22 will be much quicker than the one of the A28. So once that the two measurements which we set up in the SOP right here are done, we just keep the pump running in order to finish our measurement of the A28. Once we think we have enough data, we can also close the A28 measurement and at the same time finish at the A22. The system will now automatically clean. Some of the advantages of such a system are that you can verify your results of laser diffraction by the results of the image analysis. Additionally, you have the opportunity to look at a vast variety of parameters in the software of the A28. Also, it is possible to check every single particle that was measured by the A28 and look at an image of it. In laser diffraction, you sometimes face the challenge that you see peaks in some particle sizes where you don't expect them. Without any visual evidence, you cannot know where these peaks come from. Using the A28 combined in a system with the A22, you can visually check what you are actually measuring. I will give you a nice example right now. To emphasize my point, I will set our pump to a very high speed now. And as you can see in the live image of the A28, the result is we see lots of air bubbles. Now just imagine we make a measurement and we have a peak at 200 microns where we don't expect it. In this case, we would be able to verify that this peak stems from the air bubbles. So the solution would be to decrease the pump speed. In case you want to use your ANALYSETTE 28 for dry measuring as well, all you need to do is order one of the 3 available lenses for dry measurements. They will then come in a package with the corresponding funnel and feeder. We have now come to the end of this video. I want to thank you for your attention, and should you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.